continuing our discussion with examples of cases and real-life scenarios that we've seen and have helped for individuals entering the southern border. Given what's going on with the unaccompanied minors in the south. Well, this was a situation of two sisters. They're from Mexico, unlike the situation with the unaccompanied minors, who are mostly from Guatemala, El Salvador, or Nicaragua. These two sisters were coming in from Mexico. One had been in the U.S. for many years and went back to Mexico to pick up her younger sister. They come into the U.S., they paid coyotes to bring them over. They were kidnapped. Their family was threatened and forced to pay additional monies in order for them to be released. They were being held in Arizona under really brutal conditions. Until one day, police raided. They arrived with tear gas. It was smoky. They didn't know what was going on. They actually thought that they were being abducted by another gang. When the police arrived, there were 28 individuals that were found there, and nobody wanted to come forward to assist the police in prosecuting the kidnappers. Well, these two sisters did. Despite the threat they faced, despite the fear that they had, after all, these gang members, they had family, they had their phone number, they had their address, they had everything relevant to be able to get back at these two sisters, where it hurts, their family. They testified, and 3 individuals were convicted. The Arizona police put them on a bus and sent them over to New Jersey, where they were going to go. Along the way, they were stopped and picked up by ICE, and they were placed in removal proceedings. And we were applying for what's called a U visa, which is a victim of a violent crime. Kidnapping is a qualifying crime. So for a U visa, you need to show that you were a victim of violent crime. Could be outside the U.S., but it has to violate U.S. law. For the most part, it's U.S. law. Show that you suffered severely emotional harm or physical harm. That you know and have information with respect to this crime, and that you assisted or will assist a law enforcement agency in either investigating the crime or in prosecuting the individuals. And after you have that, you need to have a law enforcement certification documenting the fact that you were a victim of a crime, that you did have the information, and either you did assist or would assist in the future. And what you get with a U visa, if you qualify, and if you apply and are approved, is U visa status for approximately 4 years, during which you get legal status, work authorization, you can apply for a social security number and a driver's license. And after 4 years, you can apply to get your green card. U visa can help not just you, but your entire family. So if your wife or spouse, doesn't matter if you were married after the incident occurred, the important part is before you apply, you are married. And if your spouse is undocumented or with some other legal status, can apply and receive the U visa derivative to your application. If you have minor children who are undocumented, if you receive U status, they will receive as your derivative. Now, what happens if it was your child who was the victim of the crime? Well, if the child is under 21, her siblings who are under 18 could also receive that status derivative, and the child's parents could receive status derivative to her application. So U visa can really help the entire family. And the idea behind it is immigrants typically are afraid to speak to the police, are afraid to assist in removing criminals from our neighborhoods. So those that do make the effort to reach out, they, with the assistance of law enforcement via that certification, that could be police, could be prosecutor, could be the judge, or it could be any investigative agency that has the appropriate authority. With that certification, they can get legal status, and so can their families. It serves a societal good because it takes the criminals off our streets. If you have any questions about this process or the unaccompanied minors in general, you can contact us via Facebook, our website at andresmecherlaw.com, or calling to speak to our knowledgeable staff at 888-695-6169.